Okay, so today we're going to be just working in leverage. Going to kind of go through the basics of leverage, kind of show you a few pieces. And then we're also going to hop into the learning library, which is the learning hub now. And I want to make sure I show you guys that. So one thing to think about with leverage is this is everything that ERA has to offer. So just realizing that sometimes we have third-party platforms. For just one that pops to mind is we do work with and have we work with Listings to Leads. So Listings to Leads is a third-party platform. We're not going to find that in Leverage. So if you're in Leverage and like, hey, I'm looking for this tool, just remember that it's possibility that that's a third-party tool. So, but Leverage is everything that ERA offers, and the Learning Hub, when we get into it, is all the training that ERA offers. So remembering kind of along the same line, we do these sessions. You're not going to find it in the Learning Hub within Leverage because we're doing them separate. Or if you're doing something at the office level. So just kind of realize that when you're going through this. So I'm going to just start sort of clicking in Leverage. One thing when you go to log in, it's just leverage.era.com. And you'll come to a login screen. Your login will always be your at era.com login, that username that you got when you first started. So it'll always be that at era.com. And I'm going to just hop to this new section. It's really great before I even show you some of the rest of it, because sometimes we have maybe we're not in there every day, or we forget our password, things like that. So there is, you know what? Let me actually just log out. And when I go to log in, the easiest way if you've forgotten your password, really the easiest way to get it reset is calling the help desk in the lower right. So there's an 888 number in the lower right, 888-435-7437. Is really just the easiest way to get it reset. So just always know, if you can't remember it, that's the best chance that you're going to get someone, and they will just give you that temp password, welcome one, or whatever right away. If you're in Leverage and thinking, hey, I just I need support, I want to change my password, I'm going to show you guys. This is new for us. So under this help and support, there is this agent help and support. So I'm going to click that. And often if you guys have an issue, we're always here for you. So I'm always here for you, your office manager, office coordinator, we're always here. So you don't just have to go to the help desk, but just kind of wanted to show you guys this. If you have because often maybe we might be able to just, help you fix it real quick and not need to create a ticket. But if you just click that service now. So right here is kind of your personal help section. And one of them is password reset. So if you are in Leverage and get into this and just say, I want to reset my password, I want it to be the same all the way across the board, this is an easy way to do that. There also is a support ticket. So if you're having an issue and you can come to us, but if you just kind of want to, hey, I'm going to submit a ticket and see what I can get fixed, you can do that here. And then of course there's a great section on Moxie support and then a knowledge section. So if you have just a quick question, hey, what's up with this? What's up with that? The knowledge section is great as well. So just definitely remember though, that we're always here, to help. So you don't always have to just go there. You can start with us. So now going back to Leverage, again, everything that ERA has to offer. I'm not going to click necessarily through all of these, but I want to show you definitely a couple sections that are important for you to kind of realize, what's all here for you. So when I click this tools and resources, it will bring up a whole page of, well, literally tools and resources. So you can see you can get to the ERA University this way. I'll show you another way. So one of the two, there's a marketing section. So this involves, tools that involve marketing, or, just whatever involves marketing, including, materials, or, agent and business marketing materials. So lots in there. Then, of course, it goes to business tools, and all the way down this section. In each one, if you're not sure and have never heard of a certain, one of these boxes, just always know that there's a little summary in it. So worst case, just kind of scroll down here, check it out, read like okay, so that doesn't affect me, or I don't need it right now, but maybe this toolkit CMA, is something I'm looking for. So yeah, just a great page to just be familiar with, but it sort of just keeps going and going. So lots of information there. And we'll click into some of those tools when we get to just a different section, but just kind of wanted to show you that's kind of a whole a whole list of everything. And just know that if for some reason you wanted to share this, you're able to just sort of tag someone. So if you were like, oh, I was talking to Greg this morning, and I'm going to just share this one thing with Greg, and it's going to sort of send him a message. He clicks the message, it's going to bring him right to the, if we're talking about MoxieWorks, right to the MoxieWorks page. Another thing that is, if you'll see that some of my favorites are orange and some are blue, you're able to favorite some things. So if you're, kind of work with a couple, a couple tools, and you really just want them handy, when I go back to just sort of my home page in Leverage, you will see that I have these my tools and my pages. Those are things that I've favorited. So I don't have to come over here, click tools and resources, scroll down, kind of find the MoxieWorks section. If I favorited them, they'll kind of pop right up in my homepage. So just a little bonus. And then just on this homepage, this news is always just from ERA. So if something's happening with ERA, or any particular thing, this is kind of showing. So I'm linked to our Cincy region. So that's kind of why some of the Cincy listings are coming up. So that's kind of another little bonus if you just scroll down that page. So the next section I'm going to show you is this marketing section. And a lot of this material and these clicks in here are really under this tools and resources. But if if you kind of know, hey, I'm looking for this, I know it's a marketing tool, like, don't, instead of going to tools and resources, you have the ability to just click marketing, and it's going to be like, all right, so it's somewhere down this little line. And again, not going to click on every single one of these, but don't hesitate to click on any of them that you want. Again, whether you're new to this, or hey, I haven't been in a while, what's changed? Every one of these pages is going to tell you, like, all right, what is this page? Why is it in Leverage? What use is it to you as an agent or a manager or whatever? And this one in particular I clicked on is obviously ERA. Has partnered with the Major League Baseball. And so there are campaigns and marketing materials, and just, they're kind of what they're going to be doing, talking about ads and social media and things like that. So just one of those pages that, click on, check it out. But if you're looking for a particular tool, then obviously you would, kind of focus on that. But there is a lot of info in each one of these sections that you'll really just want to click and check out. So you get down to this social media, you're like, oh, gee, I haven't seen this section. Maybe I've heard something about Video Buzz or the social tool. Well, like I said, each one of these sections will have a sort of an overview. So click on this, things are clickable. It'll take you down the page. What is ERA Connect? And, here's some assets. So again, not going to break anything. So click away and check everything out. And these are some of the great marketing tools, whether it's the marketing materials, which it involves buyer or listing presentations that are really ready for you to just put your stamp on your headshot, your little biography, your logo, whatever. But there's some really great presentations in there between marketing materials and presentations. The image library are just different ERA logos if you're kind of looking for those. Pricing tools, four great tools that if you're going to list a property to be familiar with. We have done a session on them. So if you were interested in maybe learning more about these in particular, there is a session in the Agent Hub learning library. So you can just sort of search pricing. You can probably just do pricing and they'll show up. But again, just a lot of materials in this section. But sort of this social tool and Video Buzz are really, really good. So if you haven't yet, make sure you check those out. I'm going to click on this, but I'm going to wait because we're going to kind of cover it, as a whole. But this learning is where the ERA University is. And again, that is all learning opportunities from ERA. And again, we'll click on that separately. So I'm going to kind of leave it. This communications and PR events, definitely check it out. Fuel is our national conference that happens once a year. So if you're just generally interested or curious about, what it is or what's covered, obviously, again, ask your manager, coordinator, ask, me, whoever. But it's kind of cool to click through this, just be familiar with the platform. For your, just so you know, they did announce fuel for it'll be in 2026. It's in Austin, Texas, and it's the first week of March, 2nd to the 5th or 2nd to the 6th. And it's a conference where 1,500, 2,000 agents in brokers and owners and national trainers all get together and meet in one spot for 3 days. So lots and lots of training and learning opportunities, networking, things like that. But again, just kind of click through these just to familiarize yourself with this whole leverage platform. Next section, really this agent tools. Every single one of these will be in this tools and resources section. But again, if you kind of just know, hey, I'm looking for this particular tool, or maybe I'm new and I've heard about one or two of these, but I'm kind of curious about what they are and when they might be able to help me. Some of them are listing. If you get a listing, this tool will be great to help you out. If you don't have a listing, it's not really going to be valuable for you at this point. So, buyers, whatever, follow up, things like that. So there's a lot here. But just so you know, similar to the other sections, I'm going to just click on Text ERA. So, hey, what is Text ERA? Again, how can it help me? Why should I even worry about it or potentially use it? All that info is going to be right here. About the program. A lot of these sections have stats like, hey, the folks that use this platform or that platform, things like that. Flyer, frequently asked questions, all the way down through a little testimonial video from one of our admins in an ERA company in South Carolina. So she's talking about how they use it. So again, just a great little section. But each one of these that you click on, that this initial page is going to, sort of tell you about, what this platform does, what that platform does. And again, getting familiar with it's number one, because what you want to sort of focus on is Okay, so I know TextDRA is a listing tool. It'll give me a text code for free. I just need to, have a writer. So when I get a listing, I really need, I want to use TextDRA. And if I haven't gone through here and sort of focus, figured out, hey, what platforms are for what, I could get a listing and not know that TextDRA is an awesome tool and not take advantage of it, helping me sell my listing. So that's kind of the idea behind each one of these, is just sort of clicking on them. What's it do? Why should I potentially be interested? And then also, when is it listing? Is it buyer? Is it follow up? Is it depending on which each tool that you click on. So I'm not, again, not gonna, click each one, but definitely would be, valuable for you to, sort of individually just check them, be familiar with it. You don't need to know each one. You don't need to be, totally versed in each one to start. But knowing they're there, kind of knowing what each tool covers or does is the big piece. But lots and lots of great tools here that you definitely will want to take advantage of. And a tool like MoxieWorks is probably the most generic tool as far as, buyer, seller, it's not one or the other. And I'll click on this one just because I'm seeing some new names, so I'm pretty sure we have some new agents on here. So when I log into MoxieWorks, there are 4 parts to MoxieWorks, and as soon as it pops up, so there are 4 parts to MoxieWorks, and this is from day one. You want to kind of hop in this tool because there's 4 pieces that are all valuable to you, whether you're working with a buyer, a seller, or just brand new and don't even have someone yet. These tools can, be very valuable to help you gain clients, customers, things like that. So again, real quick, Present is obviously a presentation tool. You can create buyer presentations, listing presentations that sort of help you value prop yourself. You can put something together, you can send it to someone, show it to someone. This is what I do, this is how I work. So that's a great tool. Engage is our CRM, so our customer relationship manager. So it's basically set up to be a database. So whether I'm new or in the business 30 years, I know 5 people, I know 50 people, I know 500 people. I kind of want to get them into one spot, into a database, and essentially start working them. Hey, literally, I'm in real estate now. Please, remember me if are ready to do something in real estate or hear of something, or as you are in the business longer, it's still that, but it's also following up with past clients and things like that. So great tool with lots of pieces inside it to help you in no matter where you are in your business. Of course, my website, you have a website and it's ready to sort of be tweaked to make it your own. Not much time, 20 minutes, half an hour, something like that. You can sort of have this website where you're able to share it and say, hey, check out my website. So that's great. And then Impress is a marketing tool. You can, if you have a listing, you can, lots of social media in there, including generic stuff, holidays. But if you have a listing, there is basically a Facebook and Instagram, little post just sitting there for just listed, just sold, pending price reduction, open house. So that's a great tool as well. So just wanted to kind of show you guys that Moxie works with these 4 pieces, are ready for you right from the start. So besides clicking through, kind of checking this out just in general, just realize MoxieWorks is one that you will want to sort of hop in pretty quick. And then just to reiterate, because I think maybe at least one, a couple folks came in just a few minutes late, and I went over it quick. In this help and support, agent help and support is a great section for you to be able to get a help ticket started if you're having an issue and you just kind of want to get it fixed. You can always come to us, but this service now, there's a spot to create a ticket because there's some sort of issue, it's not working properly for you. That's a great section, and that's new where agents have direct access to the help desk with just an online support ticket. So that's kind of the leverage in general. It's an awesome platform. There is so much here. It can be overwhelming. I was just sort of clicking and like 10 things pop up. It can be overwhelming. But it's just valuable for you to know it exists, check it out once a day for 10 minutes, once a week for an hour. Know that it exists and that all those tools are there for you, and you will want to use them. It might not be today, but there are so many tools in there that you're going to want to start getting familiar with. Just dabble here, dabble there, and then you'll be so much further ahead when you say, oh, I need this. Oh, that's right. I looked at it, I clicked a few things, I saw where, and then we can always, help you because again, there's a lot here, and you can't be expected to know each one inside and out. I've been doing this with ERA for 15 years. So, you can't expect to just know them right off the bat. But knowing they exist in that, when you're ready, then you hop on it. So I'm going to pause for just a second. We are going to go into the ERA University, but any questions on leverage? Anything that that I went over to you want me to re-go over, or any questions in general? Okay, I love it. So let's focus on the ERA University. So click on Learning, click on ERA University. And one thing you'll notice is, it sort of brings you to this page, which I said, hey, just click through each one of them, start being familiar with it. And then you kind of have a call to action, a log, kind of go to the ERA University. One thing is you'll never have to re-log in. This one's the only one, and it's new. So ignore this one. Just log in using your credentials. Oh, I'm sorry. Log in with SSO. My bad. So log in with SSO. It's going to remember like, hey, you were in leverage. You're fine. But that's the only one that kind of asks you, hey, log in again. But if you happen to click log in with the credentials, it's going to be your at era.com username and then your password. But so click in with SSO. It's just a security measure. So now when we get to this learning, so it's the ERA University, they're kind of switching the name to the Learning Hub, but I thought I like either one. I love Learning Library. So basically, hey, this is where all the learning, again, this is everything that ERA has to offer. So we do stuff at the office level, we do stuff at the brokerage level, like these sessions. This is everything you can get from ERA. And this is all new in the last, it's probably been a month, maybe a little bit more, where they redesigned it. Just so you know, this search is really good. So if you're just kind of looking for, something and like this, my manager or somebody told me to, like I just, for example, Achieve or Blueprint, two great classes you should take as you're coming into the business. But super classes, but that search is really good. They've worked a lot on it. So you're going to kind of get to the page you need to, whether it's a live session or a recorded session. So that's great. But otherwise, you can see each one of these is clickable. So, if you're new to the business, well, that's where I'm going to start. But if I'm new to ERA, in that, or if, 3, 4 months from now, you're kind of like, hey, I'm going to start working with a seller, what training options are available. So I'll just click this new to business just because, like I said, I'm pretty sure we have some new folks. So little video, kind of getting you going. But again, ERA leverage. It's a session similar to we're doing, so you might not want to or need to do that one, but you can. But also quite a few of these tools that are for new agents in tools that you can start using right away. And you can see that Moxie Engage is one, Moxie Impress. I just said, hey, Moxie Works is one of those that you should hop right into. But also, these sessions where it's, ERA sphere of influence. So your sphere of influence is everyone you know, your family, friends, your neighbors, your past coworkers, if you're new to the business, whoever, and you kind of put them together in this session, but then you're going to start working them in Moxie Engage. So, so it's just these are tools that just videos that you can start watching right away and just start chipping away at things. And again, this is a lot. You're not going to watch each one of the, oh, I'm going to sit down today. I'm going to watch them all. Some people will, but focus on, one or two of them. Hey, I'm going to focus on my sphere to start, and that's going to kind of lead you into Moxie Engage. But there's so much here, and you can see that that's just one section that we clicked on. With all of those videos, and that's just the home. There's different clickable links all the way through. And if you follow, they're actually, if they add a new class or do anything within this section, you're going to get notified. So that's great as well. And you can unfollow, kind of, again, 6 months from now, okay, I'm kind of past that. I'm, moved on to other sections. You can always unfollow. But worst case, hey, they're going to let you know this class is available or something popped into here. You could choose to, hey, that might be something I want to check out, or, I'm good. But it's not bad to get notified. And again, that was just one section we clicked on. And this page, goes far. So, there's lots and lots of things. These refuels, if you have not watched one yet, just so you know, they happen once a month. So our fuel is our national conference, happens once a year. Just recently, maybe 5 months, I'm not sure how many, 5 or 6 months in general, they have started these refuels where they do it once a month, and they bring in, this. I don't know if you ever heard of Ninja Selling with Larry Kendall. Super sessions with very knowledgeable people in the industry and trainers and motivational whatever. So those are kind of cool. So if you're just kind of looking for a little motivation, or hey, just not training or anything on a particular tool, just hey, this is something to help you. These sessions are really great because none of them will be on one particular tool. It's just the real estate business in general, in helping you succeed. So lots here to click through and check out. Really, the one thing that I want to really show you is this calendar. So this is actually going to show you everything that is available, again, from ERA in the month of June, for instance, or if I go to July. And it breaks it down to, if you click on it, it's going to tell you what that session is, how long it is. Is it Zoom? Is it potentially, live? When I say live, you don't need to go, you do it from home, but there's actually a trainer on the other end, and those are, mixed in. So each one of these, just hover over. So I always say, you know, I don't know, maybe check it out Friday for the next week, or check it out Monday morning, kind of the first thing. Like, all right, I have some time on Tuesday. I'm gonna, sign up for this session. If you click on it, you're gonna again get another little summary, and if you request it, you're in. And while this one, there's only 14 seats available. So it's great. If it's full, it's full. You wouldn't actually be able to. But if you just request this, you're essentially signing up for that session. It's going to send you a reminder. It's going to send you, hey, you're registered. It's going to send you a reminder. I don't know, maybe the day before or the morning of, things like that. So be sure to, if you're going to do it, be sure to, attend the session. I know things happen, but, don't just kind of haphazardly go through and sign up for stuff and go, well, I'll hit one of them. Just because in this case, you can see there are 14 seats left. I wouldn't want to fill it and then like, I'm just not going to bother. But, in this, will actually go month, so you can, I know you can't necessarily plan your whole July, but you can get an idea of, there are some good stuff happening in July, some sessions that I definitely kind of want to put on my calendar or make a note and be like, all right, yeah, I'm gonna, sort of check that one out the week, on Monday. Yes, I want to do that text ERA session. But yeah, sign up, just click it, check it out, click it, request, and you're kind of requesting, hey, I want to join. And then, you put in your name, your brokerage, your email, and then, as long as there's room, you're in. So, super great. It just depends on what's good for you. Some folks check it out each morning and say, hey, what's going on today? But I kind of like the idea of the beginning of the week. Just get a general idea of what the week looks like. And if there's something that really jumps out at you, grab it. If there's something like, hey, if my Wednesday stays the same, I'm going to pop into this, one of these tools. But, then I'll check it out that morning. But awesome calendar there. I'm going to just come back here. So again, we were in leverage. We clicked ERA University, brought us to this page. Lots of info here. Each one of these sessions, you can either, they may be a certain day at a certain time. They are adding more and more recordings. So you might be able to watch something through a recording. But probably my favorite feature is the calendar because that's live stuff coming up, and they're very good. It's relevant if there's something happening, sort of in the industry, or if a bunch of agents have said, "Hey, how about a session on this?" They listen, they put some together, and then they put it out. So the calendar is always with current data and valuable, whether it's the tools or, working with buyers, working with sellers, multiple offers, things like that. But also just this page is great to have access to as well. So that is what I was going to cover today. I'm going to kind of just come back here and go to the leverage session. Does anyone have anything, any questions? Greg, I don't know if hopefully you're not busy if I ask if that's valuable, or Jenny, I see Jenny on, like if that was valuable, if there's anything else I should pop into to cover.
No, that was great information. I think the information about ERA University was very helpful. It's nice to see that calendar, and good resource for the agents, especially those training sessions. So yeah, good stuff. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. I love it. So, as I said, just, log into Leverage and there's so much here. Just take a little time to, get used to it and just know, hey, I'm not intimidated when I click in there. You don't need to know everything day one, but super valuable. Jenny, I see you unmuted. Did you have
Yeah, I was just going to tell you, I think this is all really great information. Is there a certain place um, that there's the recorded trainings, the local ones that we've done, like this one, for example?
So this one, let me come back here. Can you see that screen, Jenny? Like I switched to Agent Hub.
Yes.
Okay, okay. Sometimes when I switch, it doesn't share. So the ERA University, again, all ERA, so whether they're live or recorded, that's where you're going to find those. These sessions or similar sessions we do within the brokerage. So this is the platform we call the Agent Hub. And when you kind of, join us, you get access to this. So if you haven't seen it or just not quite sure, it's really just erarealsolutions.converse.com. But ask your manager, or certainly in the email that you got from Crystal, sort of that welcome email, this link is in there. But this is just a platform that is just our brokerage. You will see that whichever region you're in, so we're in Cincinnati, Cleveland, and Columbus in Ohio, and then we're in Southwest Florida. So each region has it. So you'll see that in anything that happens within this region, you can post something up in the discussions about, hey, I need help with an open house, or I need, I have this new listing coming up. Whatever you got, that's just the Southwest region manager, coordinators, agents talking to each other in posting things. So that's what each section is. If you come up to the company section and just click on learning. So one thing, this is our calendar. So really, I'm usually the only one that posts in it, but sometimes there is, a session that, someone else will do that is company-wide, but this is the company-wide session. So you'll kind of see, what our calendar looks like for the month. But if I go back, this learning library is where all the recordings are from any session I do. Every single one of them comes into here. I also do some short videos. So they're 3-4 minute long videos on one particular subject. So if you just kind of look in here and scroll and just say, oh, that one looks good, or that one looks good. If you're kind of looking for something in particular, I'll see what comes up. Whoop. I'll see what comes up for Moxie. So Moxie Works, which I showed you with the 4 parts. These are all the sessions available, 3 recordings and then 2 short videos on Moxie. So you can search through here if you're looking for a particular thing, or just scroll down and just check out all the recordings from, I don't know how far they're going to go back, to be honest, probably a year or more. And if I've done a new session since, it will be the latest one. So obviously I've done this session before, so there'll be one in there, but when this one goes in, you obviously want to click because it's it's the newest and most relevant. So.
Perfect. So the most recent are always at the top?
Correct.
Okay.
And if anyone has any questions, if they're looking for something, how to do something with a particular tool, they can always reach out to me, and I'll see if I have a recording, or we can certainly set up a session in the future to cover really anything the agents are looking for.
Perfect. Thank you.
And there's a section there in Agent Hub where you can actually get links over to Leverage as well, I believe. Is Listings to Leads in there also, Wayne?
You know what? Let me check.
Yeah, it is. When you first log into
Yeah.
Agent Hub.
Oh, this Agent Toolbox.
There you go.
So under Company Agent Toolbox, so if you happen to be in here and go, hey, I want to get to, these are the most, to this point, the most popular, hey, I want to get there type tools. And again, if you see something like, hey, I kind of use this, I'd love if it, if this tool or that tool could be in here, we can add whatever. But yeah, so this is kind of another section. Since we're kind of talking just in general, logging into the Agent Hub, clicking on, each link, check it out, marketing. So the logos are in there. Megan and Riley will do graphics. So, so you'll see Father's Day graphics. Those were the last ones. So soon, they will have 4th of July graphics. And they just create them for you. Let them load. And, if any of these sort of jump out at you, you can just download it, and then it's ready to be posted on social. So you don't have to, create it, go look for it. So you'll see each one of these, you know, is updated kind of per the holidays as they go. So that's kind of a neat section. So this is another, you know, again, it's called Converse. We call it the Agent Hub. And it's just our brokerage. So it's another tool to definitely check out and you know, be familiar with. Well, awesome. Thank you everyone for joining today. If you again have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. We're here for you and want to see you succeed for sure.
Thank you, Wayne.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks everyone. Take care. Have a great day.
You too.
Thank you.